My in-laws keep asking when we're going to have a baby. What do I say? Hi everyone and welcome to Fertile Minds. My name's Melissa Stevens and I'm one of the fertility counsellors here at IVFAustralia. Many couples, after they get together, experience this question, but it's much more of a struggle for people to answer if they're doing fertility treatment or struggling with having a baby. Women who are doing IVF often report that they feel like they're letting other people down. Their body's letting them down. They feel like they're letting their partners and their family and their in-laws down, that they haven't been able to have a baby yet. This adds a lot of pressure to a very stressful situation. And I've had a lot of women share with me that, it's hard when they tell people, they talk to them and then they're looking at the sadness on their face. And then they feel like emotionally they're supporting that person as well as trying to deal with their own stuff. And that puts you in a really difficult predicament. So sometimes people decide to share, and I guess it's deciding on the level of information you want to share. And being prepared for the comments back. So some people will listen and they won't say much and they'll kind of say the right thing, and then other people will bombard you with insensitive comments, and I guess it's about how to manage that. So you can just kind of blow it off and say, thanks so much for your advice, I'll take that on board, and do your own thing. You can be a bit, try and give them a little bit. Some people decide to try and give a little bit more information about how treatment actually works, because a lot of people don't have a good understanding of what IVF really does involve. And I guess the other thing to do is say, thanks so much for your advice. We've got a doctor that we're really happy with and they really understand our personal situation. So we're just following their advice at the moment. And we'll kind of let you know if there's anything to let you know about. Feel free when you start discussing it with people to set some boundaries around it. So a conversation with your own family or with your in-laws, decide who wants to do the telling. Are you comfortable telling, or would you prefer your partner to tell his family or her family? And then deciding, okay, we're giving you this, we thought we'd tell you because we know that you really care about us and that you might be a bit concerned that we haven't been our usual selves lately. We've been a bit distracted, not always turning up to family events, that kind of stuff. So we thought we'd fill you in on the details. But it can be a really slow process. So don't feel like you need to check in with us. We'll let you know if there's things happening, and just kind of contain it a little bit. So then you're not fielding lots of text messages and that sort of stuff. And I guess be careful how much detail. So don't tell people the day you're getting your results. Just kind of say, we're still in the process at the moment. We'll let you know how we go. Because if the results are good news, you'll want to just sit there and be excited on your own for a little while before sharing it. And if it's not such good news, then you'll want a little bit of time on your own to process that before having to deal with other people. So just do what you can do. I think if you make the decision not to share anything with family, then you need to be prepared to manage comments that will be made, because for some reason families are really bad at minding their own business. They can't help themselves but ask questions. And it's couples who are trying for their first child, but also women experiencing secondary infertility struggle with the same issue. They have a baby, but it's like, well, when's the next baby arriving? So there's this constant pressure that people keep asking personal questions. So you can make some sort of off-the-cuff comment like, I don't know why people keep asking us that. Or you can be a bit more avoidant and say, change the topic, ask them something about themselves. Usually if you ask people something about themselves, they get quite distracted, so they'll get off your case a little bit. Excuse yourself from the conversation. I've got to go and ask so-and-so a question, or I said I'd help out in the kitchen, or even I've got to go to the loo. Anything to kind of get you out of that awkward situation. If you're going to a gathering that you think will be particularly difficult, talk to your partner about a bit of a rescue signal. So if you're stuck with the well-meaning auntie who's always a busybody, give them a wave so they can come over and kind of interrupt and take you away. You don't need to kind of put yourself in that situation. And also, you don't always have to go to things. So don't isolate yourself entirely, but maybe pick and choose some of the family events that you go to. And that's okay too. Be aware that sometimes you'll feel like you can cope better than other times. So that will depend on where you are in the treatment cycle, how things are going for you, what else is going on in your life. If there's a lot of things going on and you feel really stressed, then maybe putting yourself in that sort of situation is not what you need. But if generally things are going well and you feel like, you're in a good space, then go along, have a few laughs. And if it does get tricky, feel free to excuse yourself and head off for home. If you're a patient here with us at IVFAustralia, counselling is available and it's free of charge when you're doing treatment or post-treatment. Particularly if you're not sharing it with anyone else in your life, often it's great to come in and offload and get a few strategies on how to cope. But also I've had plenty of patients say it's really nice to talk to someone who they're not personally connected with and they can just say exactly how they feel. They don't have to protect the other person's feelings. They can really say it how it is and get that bit of extra support. I know a lot of people are mindful that they don't want to keep kind of talking to their friends and parents and family because they feel like they're kind of exhausting them. It's often not the case, but that's how we feel and we worry about people that we're close to. So feel free to check in with us if you need to at any point. Thanks so much for joining us today. And if you have any comments, leave them those questions and don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you can keep up to date on all the news. Thank you.